Hey, Liam McEwan here. Now, you may have seen my recent interview with the K-pop megastars BTS, and as a special treat for the BTS army, I've got some behind the scenes footage and stories from my interview with them. So here is a behind the scenes, or BTS of BTS. So the interview took place at a house in Hollywood, and this isn't actually my first time interviewing them. This was the second time. The first interview took place a few days before at the Billboard Music Awards, so they remembered me, and as soon as they saw me, the first thing they said was pink bow tie, because at the Billboard Awards I was wearing a sparkly pink bow tie, and I guess that's what they remembered me for. We spent about 10 or so minutes adjusting the light in the room because obviously we didn't have any light, so we were opening up the different curtains, shutting them, just so that we had the perfect amount of light for the interview. Now obviously there are 7 members of BTS, and there was me as well that needed to fit into the shot. So before the interview itself, we had to line everyone up and we were all swapping places just to find the best way that we could fit everyone into the one shot. And then we did the interview, which if you haven't seen, I recommend you go and check out. After the interview, Namjoon and I were talking about New Zealand, because if you didn't know, he spent a few months of his life there. And we were looking at a New Zealand map on my phone, and we were just going through, and he was showing me the different places that he'd been and where he stayed. He stayed in a place in New Zealand called Rotorua, which is kind of in the middle of the North Island. I was super impressed by his knowledge of the country. Like, he knew where everything was, we discussed it, and I think New Zealand left a lasting impact on him, which I'm happy about, because of course, proud New Zealander. It was interesting also how they were all very interested in my hair, because I think they're so used to seeing, I guess, people that don't have natural curly hair like mine. It was very flattering. Like, you know, it's always nice when your hair gets complimented. I don't know what that was, but I regret doing that. But my favourite piece of behind the scenes footage that we caught was from the second camera that we had. Obviously, as I said, we didn't have, you know, a tripod or anything like that, so I just had one of our cameras sitting on the mantelpiece for the fireplace, and I totally forgot that that camera was there. So after the interview, it just kept rolling, and Taehyung came up to the camera and pulled a peace sign and obviously was enjoying the camera. And that's it. I hope you enjoyed this behind the scenes look at my interview with BTS. I'm so glad you enjoyed the interview. But before I go, I'm going to leave you with this, because I did it in the interview and the BTS guys loved it. So I'll see you next time!